Hey there guys, thanks for joining us on another board game night. Tonight we're playing Downforce by Restoration Games. So this was originally designed by Wolfgang Kramer, but obviously this Restoration Games are bringing old games back with a new theme, or maybe not a theme, but a new refreshing to it.
Modern mechanics.
Yes, exactly. So this is Downforce, which is a racing game, and with me tonight is Molo, Dave, Martin, and myself, Jason. Alright, so if you're not familiar, we're going to give you an overview of the game. We're going to give you the basic mechanics of how the rules work, and then we're going to show you some gameplay where we are playing the game, and then you can see how the game flows and if it's something you like. And then at the end of the video, we'll come back with our verdict, tell you what we thought, rate the game, that sort of thing, pros and cons, etc. So with Downforce, I like to think of us as investment people. So basically, we don't actually race the physical race. We're only betting on who will win the race. And we have some guys who we bid for, and we're taking control of the, paying the driver and such like. But we could actually bet on someone else to win the race, not our own driver, and still win. So we each get a little pamphlet like this. On the app, you can actually get the app has this in it, so you don't have to use the paper. But what we're doing is we each get an individual little token like this, and I'll tell you that, and we get a pile of these cards. So it's evenly distributed, randomly dealt out, so no one has the same cards. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bid on some drivers. So we reveal the first driver. We're going to be bidding for the green driver, and this is his power. We also have that just to show you who your drivers are. So to give you an example, if I wanted to win the green driver, I could choose one of these cards. So let's say, for example, I chose this to bid with. I reveal that face down. Everyone else will do the same, and then we reveal simultaneously. And I am looking at the green number here. So I'm bidding 5 million for the green driver, and everyone else might have voted, bidded more or less. If they're not interested, they could put a really low number.
Everyone has to put a card down, but it doesn't have to have a green value on it. So Jason had that one, so he could have played that one if he was interested in bidding. But everyone will put a card down, so some might be bluffs in essence. And obviously they go up to 6, so the maximum you can bid is 6 million.
And because you want to be careful with what you bid as well, because in the auction we're going to write down how much we spent on our cars. And there's especially in a 4-player game that we're playing tonight, you can actually win multiple cars because there's 6 drivers, because this can play up to 6 players, and each person must have a driver. So if I win the first, let's say 3 bids, then I can't bid anymore. Everyone else will have to bid on their own to win the drivers.
That's just greedy, though.
Yes, it would be greedy, and I'm not sure how beneficial that is. Maybe I should try it.
Oh my god!
So let's say I win the bid for this. I'll mark down 5 million, and I'll take this, right? And then we'll keep bidding until everyone's win a car, and all the drivers are gone through, and the cards you bid with come back to your hand, because you're going to again use these cards again to do the racing. So just to clear the board, the cars start in a random order like that. We just randomly put them down. The card that's on this mark over here will go first, and then you play one of these cards, and you can play any of the cards. So for example, I could play just this one, which would move blue 5 spaces. Moving is actually very tactical, because you can actually block people off. You can
there's you can see there's pinch points basically where there's only one lane here. So if you engineered it so a car is here and then cars behind it have to move, they will just sit behind it and waste their movement points.
They can't overtake each other on those squares. They have to maneuver. And the way you move is you can only move to the 3 squares in front of you in this situation. So you can go diagonally or straight forward. You can't go sideways and you can't go backwards. So you have to move forward. And if you come into a situation like Martin was saying over there, like across like that, you can block other cars off. You can purposely move them into corners as well, as long as they're moving forward. And we keep going through that until each car has crossed the line or players have run out of cards. Once that's done, we then tally up our winnings. So these yellow lines, actually, while I get to that, these yellow lines show you when we're going to do our betting. So, for example, the first car that crosses that first yellow line in that corner over there, we will stop immediately and bet who we think is going to win that race. So let's say I think green's going to win, I'll mark green. And then when it gets to that second yellow line over there, we stop the race and I'll mark over here. If green's still in the lead, I might bet green again, but maybe someone else has overtaken him and I go orange.
I mean, to be honest, it's very much like camel up,
yeah,
whatever freelance called, isn't it? Where you've got the kind of betting situation in there. Works very much the same, except it's cards instead of dice.
Exactly, yeah. And these are the amounts you can win. So if the car you betted on won, you'd get 9. If it came second, you get, and so on and so on. And then this is the cars that you actually bought itself. That tells you how much money you earned there. You tally up the racing total, which is that, plus your betting total, which is that, minus the auction total, which was there, and that's your score for the end of the game. Person with the most money is the winner.
And it's possible to win on negative, or to end on negative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Alex has got -5 in this one.
It's a good effort.
And that's pretty much it. You'll see during the gameplay turn, we'll talk about movement more then, but it's literally all we're going to do now is bid auction off these cars, and then start the race, moving along, betting on who we're going to think is going to win, and when the race is finished, we tell you about points. So we'll come back to you in a sec. Alright, I thought I'd give you guys a quick heads up before we get to the gameplay, which we'll start off in a minute. We've done the auction. I've won blue and green cars, and as you can see, I've spent 9 million. I'm not sure if that was wise, but we shall see. Martin has spent how much on the black?
5.
5, and you spent how much on the orange?
6.
6, and you spent 12 on the red and yellow.
$12 billion.
There we go. So, me and Molo have 2 cars each. I've ditched my strategic power because you can only have 1 power, so I've kept cunning, which means my cars can only be moved by me. I quite like that. So Molo can't mess me up.
I'll mess you up.
Molo is the first player because he owns the red car. And he gets to play the first card and move the cars. We'll come back once we've had a few rounds, and then you can see how that works. Be back in a sec. Alrighty, so you join us for the gameplay turn. As you can see, the cars have crossed past the first betting margin.
Some of them have, anyway.
Yeah, some has even crossed the second betting ring. So to show you, for example, my sheet, yeah, I've betted for that car first, and then I might have betted for that car, or the same one, who knows. So that's what I betted.
I know because I can see through the piece of paper.
Yeah, shush. Yeah. So it's Molo's turn now. He's going to play a card, and we're going to see what it is. What is it, man?
My card is a yellow.
So yellow gets the move.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Neck and neck again.
And then Dave.
I feel like a right dick doing this.
Do it, do
Point of the
it.
game, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. You get to move 6 or 2, as the case may be.
What?
So in that, actually, it was that shot. So
I can't
just to
believe
show you
moved
guys.
up red and yellow though.
So
What are you doing?
black
That's
is
a
moving
girl.
6, but it was there, so you can only move 2. Can't cross each other like we were talking about earlier. And then red is going to move 4, yellow 2, orange moves 1, and then black, or Martin, as we know him, goes next.
I played that. So green 6 is yours, isn't it?
Oh,
You get
yes.
to cunningly move him.
So I get to move my stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And red will move 4. Orange will move 2. And black will move 1.
All right. I am then going to play a single blue 5 and move blue up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stick it in there. Molo.
Okay, dokie, piggins, pokey. Wow, now.
I'm not liking the fact that my green and blue cars haven't even hit that curve yet, and there's already a traffic jam, and they're 4th and 5th respectively at the moment. So it's obviously you can still win with it when your car doesn't do well, but it's better if they do well, especially when you've spent 9 million on them.
Well, mine spent 12 on his, and they're behind me, so
A mile proper. Damn it,
they
I
were
didn't have a
horses.
plan.
They'd be strapped
Come
to the
on.
glue factory after this.
Do it, do it. What was it? What was I going to do? What was I going to
You're going to move one of the
Shake
cars.
leg, man. It's not fire.
Sorry, nervous twitch. do?
Come on, Molo. Put some interlude music in here, man.
It's supposed to be a quick game, man.
Okay, that will... I'll be back tomorrow to finish. Not very much.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Don't change your mind, man. Keep
I'm
going.
changing my mind. It's all happening. Okay. Just we move can- the red car 1. That's all I can do.
Funny thing is, I only got 2 cars to choose from.
Yeah. It's such a big decision for me. Okay. What was I going to do? I was going to do stuff. Was it that?
It might be that. I will go with that.
Oh my God, Mona, hurry up!
I'm playing that in reverse. So
Right.
green will go 1.
Is that where you want to go, Jason?
No, I'll go to there.
I would.
He
Yeah,
gets to choose. Red moves 2, black moves 4, so 1
okay.
doesn't really matter.
Do I have to force or can I
Yes.
just sit you behind
No,
it
no,
forever?
no.
Okay.
It's supposed to go around it. That was 3.
Oh,
Like
man.
that or like that?
Go there.
There. Okay.
And then
6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
I really think you fucked that up, Mano. I think
That's
you should have
fine.
done it the other way around. I think you'd have been better.
Nah,
Because
no.
yellow would have moved on basically as far.
It's cool. It's cool. It's what I wanted
Okay.
to do.
I'm going to play a wild for the orange. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then
All right,
blue,
hold it.
I assume you just want to move you 2 to
Yeah.
there.
Now we have to bid again because he's crossed the line. Alright, so that's my bid, just for you folks out there.
And me.
And you.
Alrighty.
I'll go back to Martin.
I'm going to play a 5 black. Mew, 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 mew.
Alright, so this is interesting. As you can see, that chicane, or whatever it's called, is really...
You are fucked.
So, what should I play? That'll do...
Everything you needed to.
This is the first time I haven't been first in the entire game.
That could do
Not in the
nothing,
lead.
that's doing nothing, that's doing nothing. That'll move that up, that does nothing. And then, yeah, you know what? This is probably, that's the worst card I could play, but it's...
Come on, stop doing them all.
Some more
Yes.
interlude music.
Right, so I'm going to play this 2 wild one. So I've got a 3 wild and a 2 wild.
And they have to be different cars as well.
Yes, so I'm going to do that one a 2 wild and that one a 3 wild.
You have to do the top one first, Jason.
Oh.
You cheaty bastard. Jesus, man.
That's it.
Okay.
Now, of course, I didn't really want to move those cars, but my cars couldn't move at all. And depending on what I've betted on, that wouldn't have benefited me either. Like, for example, if I'd played this, and you guys have seen what I betted on, that wouldn't have helped me because, well, you can see. I don't want to give my strategy away.
Surely your strategy is to try and get these past the line.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a professor or anything, but...
Well,
What's
you're
it?
not a professor.
No,
What?
Oh,
While Martin's...
Choose your card.
So,
Choose your
yeah,
card.
Do you want me to
Just-
choose my card?
Yes.
that'd be good, yeah.
Okay, I will play... Will reverse order help there? It might a little. It doesn't make any difference, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it does make no difference, so I won't play it in reverse order. So 6 yellow.
Oh, no, it does make
1,
a difference.
2, 3,
Absolutely.
5.
Because blue would snart up behind yellow.
No, I'm okay with it. Go,
Jesus,
go,
Molo.
keep going, doing what
Of
you're
course it
doing, man.
would.
Oh, what a good idea then. So I was there, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do
So
that.
you move reverse order.
So
Jesus,
orange-
Molo. Orange moves 1,
It
so he
doesn't.
can't
Yeah,
move.
can't move. Yeah.
Then something, so you could move red 2 here.
Yep, that was what
Then
we did.
blue
Yeah,
moves up,
that's very kind of you.
and then yellow moves.
Okay, we'll
See,
do it like
it's
that.
far better.
1,
No, I think it was
2,
better the other way.
3, 4,
There.
5,
Yeah,
6.
going forward. Yeah, cool.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah, that was far better.
He even thought about it as well.
Oh no, I got distracted.
I'm playing a wild.
Wild.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Okay, I think it's time for this. I think. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move mine 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then because I'm unpredictable, I'm going to choose my car again. And then green moves 1.
Okay. Mine is pretty simple. I'm moving blue 8.
Blade. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine there.
Makes no odds.
Yeah. Got to get these cars back in the race. Milo, just out of interest sake, while Milo's taking his turn, when a car crosses the line, it goes. The first car obviously moves in first place, second car, and so on and so on. But if you're the like, for example, let's say Martin gets black through to first place, that's the only car he's got. any cards he has remaining in his hand is ditched to the discard pile. So he will no longer take part in playing cards to move the other cards and stuff. So it is actually feasibly possible that some of these cards might not actually finish the race.
Likely, I would have said as well.
Yeah.
Play your card. Play your card.
I
Play
don't
your
want to play my
card.
card.
Play that one.
No, I won't play that one. Yeah. Oh, it's horrible.
You're really going to have to like speed up elements of this video, put some interlude music in.
I'm going to play that one.
So wild 5 and a yellow 2.
Indeed.
Move me 5.
Oh yeah, it is you. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Do it in.
5.
Oh God!
Shut up!
Why wouldn't you move green? Oh,
Shut up! Because I need to clear out the spaces. Third's better than fucking nothing.
Jesus!
Okay. Thank you, Mo, because I'm going to help you out now.
That's very kind of you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then red moves up 2.
Good grief!
I may or may not have bidded it heavily on orange as well.
Keep it coming, keep it coming.
Play my 5 wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm playing 6 orange.
Are you fucking kidding me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Green 4.
Oh, it's a giant conspiracy.
Just move 4 green up 4, please. Blue moves 1, 2, and yellow can't move. And there we go. So you can see how it works. I'm not going to make you sit through Molo's turn again.
Shut up! Man.
We have to. They should.
So that's what the race looks like at this point. Is orange or black going to take it?
Orange, because everyone wants orange to win except me.
Orange is definitely going to take it. I can see my hand.
And can green bring up the rear, or is he going to overtake yellow? I hope so. Let's see what happens. Alrighty then, so we've finished the race, and wow, was it tight. Oh, you can tell by that laugh there, it wasn't so tight. So this is the race results. Orange, pole position. Black, second place. Red, third place. Green snuck in at fourth. And look how close blue was to finishing. But alas, we ran out of cards. So blue and yellow, DNF, did not finish. Right, so I'm going to show you my score chart so you can see. I obviously betted on blue to begin with because I had a load of blue cards in my hand. He wasn't that far away from the yellow line. So I thought, oh, that's a pretty decent bet. Turns out that was not such a good bet. As he didn't finish the race. Got me 0 million for not even finishing. It's not so much that he finished 6, is that if you don't finish you get 0. And then I obviously orange steamed ahead. So I bet on second and third for orange, which earned me 9 million. Paying for my cars. And then, of course, green ended up fourth, so getting me 4 million. And that is what I earned. 4 million. $4 million. Wow, I'm rich. But am I the richest man in this race? I suspect not. Well, Molo is in a similar position to me. His cars are red and yellow.
I'm 2 million richer than you. Let's not say so. I finished the race with one of my cars. I came in. I placed in this damn race. Fourth isn't placing.
So that third place got him 2 million more than me, putting him on 6 million.
6 million.
Yes, that's right. And Black finished second. How much did you make?
18.
18 million.
I had a
That's
respectable amount.
consideringly
Interesting that the 2 individual cars scored very highly.
Yeah. Well, Dave, how much did you get? 26.
24.
24. So I mean,
Just saying, the thing that won it for Dave, I think, was everybody bet on orange, so everyone was trying to make orange go faster. I was just working out, if we'd have swapped places, I'd have actually taken it from you as well, because you bet orange to win on every single one.
Yeah. Well, that is kind of how this game goes, though. It's like as soon as someone gets into that lead, and that's all randomly determined by what cards are played in the first couple of turns, all the bets go onto that car.
That's interesting as well, because you're throwing a lot of money on the owner as well.
Yeah.
So I wonder, tactically speaking, whether that's a good idea.
It would have been touch and go. I had a few cards in hand. It would have been a lot closer to first
And also,
second.
tactically speaking, I wonder if it's a good idea to do what you did, which is bet on your car every time. I mean, it paid off in this instance, but I wonder if you're better off spread betting a little bit.
I think it depends on how. I mean, we all saw how fast orange sped away, so it was a no-brainer for him to bet on the orange.
I mean, there was a couple of things that worked in favour with me getting orange. It was one of the 2 pole position cars starting behind on the starting grid. It was in second place, and the cards I had in hand, I had everything apart from the 1 in the orange, or was it the 2? But yeah, basically I had like all of the cards. Obviously, you get the ace card as well when you get it. And then you know, like you say, you guys saw how quickly I steamed ahead, so you all started backing up to try and make it win.
I mean, to a degree, I don't think the early lead is indicative of.
No.
No, it's
who's
not,
gonna
but
win, though.
it does mean it can steer where people bet to. Like, for
Oh, of
example,
course, yeah.
I bid on blue and green because I had a lot of blue and green in my hand.
Right, you also bet on blue to win on that first leg.
Yeah.
Well, that was a bad bet.
Yeah.
Didn't even finish.
But a lot of this racing depends on who plays cards for you in terms
Absolutely,
of
yeah. And also trying to. I mean, you were saying, you feel guilty for playing. You absolutely should do that.
Yeah.
Try and unless you've put like a secondary bid on someone, you want to waste as many movement points as possible on cards that mean nothing to you.
Yeah.
Try and screw over other people.
The trouble is, the reason I did feel guilty is you moved me like 5 from there to there, and then...
It wasn't altruistic. I have no choice.
No, it wasn't, but it was like
And
almost the second move that I was blocking you, and then I went to move you on.
And to a degree, it's like, well, I need to use this card at some point, and so here it's going to be less painful to me to do it and that sort of thing. So,
All right, well, let's see. So that's the race one. Dave is the winner. What do you think?
I like it because it's not a long game. I'm not...
Except when it's Molo's turn.
Yes, Moore's turn takes the game into like 3 times the length the game needs to be, but that's by the by. We love him anyway. Yeah, okay.
let's not go overboard.
We tolerate him anyway.
I don't think you have any right to judge on this. Given your recorded turn on this, of you going, okay.
This is true.
But yeah, it's quick. I'm not a fan of racing in any form. I've played Formula D. I didn't really enjoy Formula D. Would I play this game again? Yeah, absolutely, because it's quick. You know, it's a bit of everything. It's a bit longer than a normal filler game, but for me, it still fits that gap of a filler game. It's something that you can play once you know the rules in probably half an hour. Took us a bit longer because more
Well, I
was
think
playing.
also the auction phase, I think, adds a reasonable amount of time to. I almost felt like it was half again of the game, because the game doesn't take very long at all.
It's almost a shame that you don't have some sort of extended version to betting, otherwise to play on the sort of wildness of the cards and the swings that can come up, and you're not overly focused on one card, so you don't end up jamming people up by, within the game. You're just trying to get that edge.
I do like the fact that everyone gets like a special ability. It just adds a little bit of thing. I
Well, it
mean,
always adds a bit
mine
of character.
didn't come up that much, but
Well,
it gave me a little bit of an
I
edge.
got to use mine 3 times because mine was to do with
Twice. For me.
No.
I was not qualified to use mine.
No, you weren't. We used yours better for you.
Yours did.
Change
reverse
the...
order.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
It was just another thing to think about.
Sure, it doesn't say thicky.
Shame, Molo. All right, Dave, so how much would you give it out of 10?
Me, I think I'll go with a 6.
Okay.
Considering I don't like the theme, I played it because it's a game and I'll play anything once. The fact that I would actually be willing to play the game scores it higher than something that I don't like the theme and then don't like the game. And the fact it's quick. Really, the speed of the game was what won it a lot of points for me. Like I said, Formula D, I would only play it again if I had to. If you were sitting around a table watching everyone else playing, or I play Formula D with them, that would be the only reason I would choose to play it.
Fair enough. How about you, Covers?
I quite like it. I think it's decent. It's very much like Camel Up Cup, whatever the hell that name is. This is probably less chaotic and you're less at the whim of the dice, and possibly a bit more, I guess, exciting or whatever, because the dice only got 1 to 3 on Camel Up, and you've obviously got the stacking thing, and so you never get like a breakaway leader, whereas in this you can get that.
Did you say this is less exciting?
No, this is more exciting because you can have that breakaway leader, whereas Camel Up, they always tend to bunch up because everything's going to move, and everything's going to move 1 to 3 spaces, generally speaking. So
That's interesting because I think Camel Up is way more exciting
I
than
know.
this.
well,
Yeah.
you got. I think it's different. The race in this is more exciting, more interesting because you can have the kind of breakaway leader and coming from behind and going far ahead, whereas you never get that. But I guess you've got the kind of betting and the oasis and things like that in Camel Up, which kind of mix things up slightly, which you don't have in this. This is very kind of flat. However, I think they're cut from the same cloth, and I think they're probably as good as each other. To be honest, it depends what you prefer, maybe theme, or whether you want a bit of wacky dice rolling versus a bit more strategic card play, things like that. And this has got the kind of auction angle, whereas in the other one, nobody's kind of responsible for a dice. It's purely on responsible for a camel. It's purely on the whim of the dice, really, and where your bets go. So yeah, I think this is probably as good as Camel Up for me, and I think I'd probably give it a 6.5. Okay. I used the app this time as well. I thought that was really good, by the way. It was very easy to use. So there's my total. So literally,
bring it up a bit.
Oh, okay. So there's my totals there. But if I, so literally, this is where we go. So this is your betting rounds. So I'm going backwards here, and this is all I did. So what car I won, how much I bet, and then where I bet. So I bet on that, and then second bet where I bet, and that's it. That's all it is. And then you decide where they win, and then get the results, and it's worked out all the money and everything. It's really easy and really good.
And you can this is free to download on the go Restoration app.
Yep, that's cool.
Cool. All right, for myself, for Downforce from Restoration Games, I think I quite like it. It's a little fun. It's easy to play, really quick. You can play this with your families. I actually quite like the theme.
I think my kids would play it and really like it as well.
Both my kids played it and both like it, so it's definitely a plus for that. I think it's quite strategic in how you play the cards, how you move the cars. So it's quite interesting like that. How you bet and how much you spend can also be quite interesting. I think it could do, and I know there's more coming. I think it could do with a few more powers because there's only 6 powers and 6 races, so you see every power every game. I think it'd be quite interesting if you had, say, another 4 powers. You mix it up, so you have a few more powers coming out. So you don't always know that someone's going to be that power or that power. But obviously, they got a new board. And obviously, the other thing is this board is double-sided. So there's another different track on the other side, which mixes up gameplay a bit more. I know there's another expansion coming with another double-sided board with 2 different tracks. So there's definitely enough replayability there. As for comparisons with Camel Up, I think I prefer Camel Up only because I like the chaotic nature that Camel Up provides. I've played this game probably half a dozen times now, and I've never had that moment which I have in almost every Camel Up game where people just start shouting and cheering because it's that crazy moments of shit that I did not plan that. Whereas this, you know what's happening straight away. And I'm not really like in real racing when the car races away like in the head. That's not exciting at all because you know who's going to win.
But in this, what happens is someone races away, and it's generally going to be the owner that's appreciative of that.
Yeah.
So everyone else is going to try and slow that down, and so not play their cards. And that's what I mean. You've got that strategic element there. Whereas in Camel Up, it's just the dice. You're not in control of what dice you get, and you're not in control of what number that rolls. So the only thing you can do to influence it is to gamble on putting an Oasis in front of them, or a Mirage, or whatever the hell the other one is, to slow them down, hopefully, and hope that they roll that and land on it. And that's the only thing you can do.
Well, the thing is, jumping on the camels also changes. Every time when camels
But you can't influence that either, because it's to the roll of it. You can't influence the dice you roll. Whereas this, you've got all your cards at hand, and you're going, right, I want to play this card, because this isn't going to speed up the one that's in front. You're in complete control of what you play. But this is definitely much more my kind of game mechanically, because you are in control of that. You're not at a random whim of everything.
My theory is that that's not as fun. I mean, every time I play...
It depends where you get your fun from.
Yeah, well, because this particular track as well, there's always a runaway leader, and that leader always gets betted on. So it's pretty much the same race every time you play it.
Well, yeah, I completely agree. It's often once that winner goes ahead, it doesn't matter how tactical you are on the bends of that. Once that guy's ahead by about, say, 8 or 9 spots, which is what the runaway lead will be, that's kind of it. There's no way of stopping him.
I disagree completely. That's you as players making that decision. You didn't have to bet on that orange. You didn't have to play your cards to speed that orange up.
Well, why would you not? I mean, why would you bet on something that's going to lose?
Because you're giving Dave points. If it's your car, what you should go is orange is looking like he's going to win. Other people are betting on that.
Have at least like 5 cars on them, so orange is always going to sort of end up with
Yeah,
like, a
but
couple
you
of
don't
moves
want to
a turn.
necessarily play your speed. If you're thinking,
Once
say,
he's
black
run
and
away,
red are in...
Once he's run away, it doesn't make that difference.
But he
though.
wasn't-
It does.
If he was
Because
never that far
The,
ahead.
the reason why I say it does is because I was sitting looking what I had left in my hand. I had one card that moved orange.
Yeah, so you were reliant on other people moving it.
And I only had 2 more wild cards to go, both only moving 3. And it was you and Jason who made me shoot up that track.
And Dave was
That
the one
got me.
that put all his
But that
eggs in
was
that basket.
By
And you
that
backed
point,
that.
that was by the end of the race.
Yeah,
though. That's,
but what
But you
happened
didn't
then?
have to
I only
back him.
had...
Yeah, well, why would
3
I
more
back on
cards.
one of my cards? They're not going to
You
win.
don't have to do one of
at
his
that
though.
point-
No, mine. I wouldn't back mine
Yeah, but
because
you
they're not going to win.
At that
Exactly.
point, you're mitigating loss. It's not a
Yeah.
case of, you didn't have to back it. By there, you are definitely mitigating loss. And by there, if they've pulled ahead, you probably do have to
But what
think about
you're
backing
still
it.
doing is throwing the points on the owner of that car. So what you should be doing is going, I won't go on that one because the other people are going to bid on that. What I'm going to try and do is make this other one that's in second or third shoot ahead. So everyone.
I
then-
don't agree because
Yeah,
basically what
I
you're
don't
saying
think
is you
that's
make
doable.
we're king making now.
Well, yeah, that's basically what you're saying you're doing. You're
I-
saying
I
this guy's
No,
really
ahead, so
you
I'm
were
gonna-
saying that because basically the only 2 choices we had was orange or black, and it's either
Well, you could have got red
we'll-
as well because red was quite far up as well. But regardless,
So in other words, it's still king making.
well, what you
It's-
said is you've got no choice. It's pre-prescribed. Orange is ahead by a reasonable amount, so I'll bet on orange because there's no other choice, and then we'll engineer orange to win.
yeah,
And
that
I
is the
don't-
only choice you have here.
I don't agree with that.
Also,
I think
very
that's fundamentally
specifically
wrong.
with Jason, he owned the blue and the green there, and they were screwed.
Yeah, they were never going to win, and there was
So
no
it wouldn't
reason to
matter,
back
yeah.
them anymore.
It
Well,
wouldn't matter
absolutely,
who's
you
putting
wouldn't
it
do.
on
I mean, there are some obvious choices that you wouldn't, but I think once you get to the kind of the leading 3, I think any one of those could conceivably win, and if you assume other people are going to bid on that top one, then they're going to try and push that ahead. So I think you should be going. I won't bid on that top one and push the other ones.
No, I don't think so either. Because basically, once it gets to that last 3, like you say, these 3, yeah, I'm either going to back orange, which will make Dave win, or I'm going to back black, which will make you win, or I'm going to back red, which will make red
But
win.
you have to look at what the others have bet on as well. If you're thinking everyone's betting on
that's
orange,
anonymous.
so what is it? I don't even know if it is
Well, it doesn't really say, but I mean,
exactly.
but the thing is, if you're doing it all on app, everyone has to then go backtrack on the app all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. But
So I'm pretty
I don't
sure
know. I don't think it's as prescribed as that. I think there are things, particularly if it's a 6-player, you've got
6 player is much different.
You've got a bit more chaos, isn't
6,
there? Yeah.
I have, and it's much different.
I must
it better?
admit, I couldn't.
It is
have done
better
that
at 6
without
player.
other people.
Maybe that's
Well,
it. Maybe that's the thing.
absolutely,
Maybe
yeah.
it
And
needs
that's
to
sort of my
I
point.
would have run
cards
out
are
of orange
shared
cards around here.
in a better way.
Yeah. What were you guys saying?
He was saying he couldn't finish without your guys' help, and that's sort of what I was saying.
My car would have.
If you had
ran
bet
out
on
of
somebody
steam
else
there.
and
But
not
again,
bet on
by
orange,
that point, it was your black, and we hadn't bet on black because
Yeah,
kind of
because
snuck it
once it
past
gets to that
us, yeah.
second thing, you're basically hedging your bets. It's like,
well, of course you are. I mean, you can't. You don't have a crystal ball to see how things are going. You can't see
I
people's
can.
hands.
Orange all the way.
I don't know. That's just my thought. I might be wrong. I don't know, but I don't think it's as prescribed as you've kind of indicated it is. And I get why you're saying do that because obviously someone's ahead at the second leg. You've only got one more leg, and then you're getting to the end of the race. Why not bet on them? And I kind of agree with that philosophy. But on the flip side, you're throwing the win on essentially someone else because if they're in the lead, they're probably going to bet on their own car, and it's their own car, so they get more points. So I feel you should be trying to maybe slow them down. But hey, what do I know?
also-
I didn't win, so maybe my tactics all over the place.
and also, there's only a certain amount of cards, and if you have to play
Of course, yeah.
80% of your cards,
Well, I
which
finished. I ditched two or three cards, I think, and you ditched 2 as well, didn't you?
I did
So I-
at least 2, if not
yeah,
more.
so I think I ditched.
and
yeah, I
me,
think
me
I
and Marlo
ditched
played all of ours,
Yeah,
and still 2 cards didn't finish.
Oh,
yeah,
One each, you know.
but a lot of your movement points got wasted on
yeah.
these kind of pinch points. Yeah, and particularly this one, I think, actually screwed you.
The map on the other side, just for interest's sake, has got more. It's not so many straights. We could just flip it over and have a show. There you go.
Oh, that's more interesting. Yeah. And visually, it looks nice as well. I gotta
Quite a
say.
few more choke points as well.
Yeah. I've played this one a couple of times as well. It's also a lot. It's actually, I think this is actually a better map than the other one.
I suppose it could be other sides like the beginner's map, and this is.
It probably is.
It is
Because
kinda-
it's wider tracks and things as well. You've got a lot more places to block on this, haven't you? Because you've got a lot of 2-lane stuff and hardly any 3s, really.
Also, the powers also get affected. Like for example, the one that when you move only on rectangles,
spaces.
that one's not as good on year, except when you get like to the last stretch sort of thing. I don't know. I still enjoy the game. I think it's still a fun enough game to play, especially with families. And I would probably give it a 6 out of 10. But I still prefer Camelot because I think I'd give Camelot like a 7.5.
Wasn't Camelot one of your like best of 2016?
Yeah, I really enjoy it a lot because it's such a fun game. I mean, every time I play it, we just have loads of laughter and shouts, and everyone I played it with
So
really
do you
enjoy
not
it.
think this is fun then, or?
I think it's enjoyable, but not. I don't know what the word. It's not like because fun is a very really odd.
I would say it's less fun. I would say that it's Camel Cup but blander. To be honest,
Yes,
with you.
yes.
The problem is you like unbridled chaos in games. And that's how you approach games, and
Yeah, I do like to
So I
work
can see
against
why.
a chaos
I
tribe.
think people that don't really like dice and don't really like chaos would favour this, and people that like the chaotic nature would favour Camelot. But as I say, I think they're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, they're very much a
so
similar
they
game.
are
For
Yeah.
very
me,
much the
they're
same game.
both pretty much on par because I can work with dice and I can work with this.
I think they are
I'm
as
not
well,
biased
to be
either
honest.
way.
You were saying, Mo?
So yeah, that was pretty much it. It's remarkably similar to Camel Cup. I would prefer it if it was perhaps more about the betting rather than the buying cards. I can see getting the extra abilities and that. Yeah. But generally, yeah, this would be a 6er for me as well, which is sort of below my average for a game, I must admit.
I'd like
but-
to know what they've added Restoration Games in terms of like
Yeah,
what the original one was like versus now, because I don't know. Maybe it did use dice. I can't see how it would use dice. It would change it dramatically.
I have no idea because obviously they got another game called Stop Thief, which we've played as well, and I have no idea what that was like before this as well. So
I'll tell you what, I think Restoration Games are one of the companies to look out for at the moment because what they're doing is really interesting, and I can't wait to see Fireball Island because that's one of those like 30-plus-year-old games that's always really interested me, and I think it looks like they're going to make it actually half decent, which is cool by me.
So when is Restoration Games going to make a legacy game? Considering Rob Davo's there,
Well, there's no old game that they can make a legacy.
imagine a legacy game
This-
of Downforce.
I guess if it would actually give
You could-
more
you
meaning to the
You
buying
could
drivers.
theoretically do a
You could gain
Companies,
abilities
yeah,
and all
what's
kinds
the
of things.
where the
Grand Prix.
Grand Prix type thing, where you have numerous races theoretically.
Well, there you go. That's our thoughts and review on Downforce. What, you got something else to say?
No, I was adjusting my glasses.
Oh, right.
Just make himself look pretty.
So, if you like what you saw, you can go check it out and obviously pick up a copy yourself. If not, check out our other videos as we'll be doing more. We'll do one for Stop Thief at some point in the future. So, thanks for watching and see you guys later.
Ciao.